We're going to need a bigger boat. Hello everyone, my name's Elspeth. Welcome to the Planeswalker Pantheon. Today, we are opening up a collector's box of Duskmourn, House of Horror. Let's get into it, shall we? Alright. Creepy spookiness. We've got our wonderful packs right here. And we'll get rid of the box. 12 collectors. Put them to the side. Alright, first one up. Alright, we've got our foil commons and uncommons to start. Pretty foil mountain. Our first rare is Doomday Excruciator. 6 black for a creature demon. It's a 6/6 with flying. When it enters, if it was cast, each player exiles all but the bottom 6 cards of their library face down at the beginning of your upkeep. Draw a card. We have Redmaw, Creaking Nest from the Commander deck. 3 black and green for a legendary artifact creature Scarecrow. It's a 5/5 with Menace and Rage. When it enters and whenever you play a card with 2 or more card types, each player creates a tapped 2/2 black bird creature token with flying. The tokens are goaded for the rest of the game. Ghost Vacuum, 1 mana artifact. Tap, exile target card from a graveyard. 6 and tap, sacrifice the Ghost Vacuum. Put each creature card exiled with the vacuum onto the battlefield under your control with a flying counter on it. Each of them is a 1/1 spirit in addition to its other types. Activate only as a sorcery. We have the Roaring Furnace and the Steaming Sauna as our room. 1 in a red. The furnace is 1 in red for an enchantment room. When you unlock this door, this room deals damage equal to the number of cards in your hand to target creature an opponent controls. And the sauna is 3 and 2 blue. You have no maximum hand size. At the beginning of your end step, draw a card. Ooh, we got one of the Japanese artwork styles of Enduring Tenacity. 2 and 2 black for an enchantment creature Snake Glimmer. Whenever you gain life, target opponent loses that much life, and when it dies, if it was a creature returned to the battlefield under its owner's control, it's an enchantment. And oh, so that's what Primo looks like. And we've got a manifest token. So that's a good start. We've got one of the Japanese old hearts. Alright. Next one up. Go through the commons as usual. Our uncommons. The prettiest of swamps. Come Back Wrong. 2 and a black for a sorcery. Destroy target creature. If a creature card is put into a graveyard this way, return to the battlefield under your control. Sacrifice at the beginning of your next end step. Ursine Monstrosity. 2 and a green for a bear creature bear mutant. It's from the Commander deck. Trample. At the beginning of combat on your turn, mill a card and choose an opponent at random. It attacks that player this combat if able. Until end of turn, it gains indestructible and gets +1/+1 for each card type among cards in your graveyard. Marina Vendrell in the cool alternate art. For the full Wooburg, you get a legendary creature, Human Warlock, 3/5. When she enters, reveal the top 7 cards of your library. Put all enchantment cards from among them into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Tap to lock or unlock a door of target room you control. Activate only as a sorcery. Silent Hall Creeper. 1 and a blue for an enchantment creature. It's a 1/1 horror. It can't be blocked. When it deals combat damage to a player, choose one that hasn't been chosen. Put 2 +1/+1 counters on it. Draw a card. And then have it become a copy of another target creature you control. Ooh, and we've got a foil Toby in the cool artwork. I don't know how well this is going to come up in the video, but it's pretty neat. 2 and a white for a legendary creature, Human Wizard's a 1/1. When Toby enters, create a 4/4 white beast creature token with this creature can't attack or block alone. As long as you control 4 or more creature tokens you control have flying. I have an insect and a spider. Next one up. Again, at our commons. Uncommons. Pretty Island. Peer past the veil. 2 red and green for an instant. Discard your hand, then draw X cards, where X is the number of card types among cards in your graveyard. Geeling Skitter Spike, or probably the Hellraiser baby, or even the crawling spider thing from Toy Story. I don't know. 4 mana for artifact creature toy. It's a 1/1 with indestructible. When it attacks, blocks, or becomes the target of a spell, it deals damage equal to its power to each opponent. 5 mana, make it to monstrosity 5. Ooh, we have a stretched art of Overlord of the Hauntwoods. 3 and 2 green for enchantment creature Avatar Horror. It's impending forward for 1 and 2 green. When it enters or attacks, create a tapped colorless land token named everywhere that is every basic land type. Enduring Innocence. 1 and 2 white for an enchantment creature Sheep Glimmer. It's a 2/1 with lifelink, and whenever 1 or more other creatures you control with power 2 or less enter or draw a card. This ability triggers only once each turn, and when it dies, if it was a creature, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. It's an enchantment. Ooh, we have the alt artwork of Peer Past the Veil. We won't read it because we literally just opened this pack, but there's the spider and a toy token. Next one up. Alright, through the commons, through the uncommons. Got a forest. We have Marvin, Murderous Mimic. 2 mana for a legendary artifact creature toy. It's a 2/2. It has all activated abilities of creatures you control that don't have the same name as this creature. We have a foil Renmore, which we'll look at and appreciate, but we won't read it because we read it earlier. Victor, Valgavoth Senshell. 1 black and white for a legendary creature human warlock. It's a 3/3 with Eerie. Whenever an enchantment you control enters, and whenever you fully unlock a room, surveil 2. If this is the first time this ability has resolved this turn. If it's the second time, each opponent discards a card. If it's the third time, you put a creature card from a graveyard onto the battlefield under your control. Screaming Nemesis. 2, actually the alt art, true, and not in foil. 2 and a red for a creature with haste. It's a 3/3. When it is dealt damage, it deals that much damage to any other target. If a player is dealt damage this way, they can't gain life for the rest of the game. Ooh, foil alternate artwork Thorn Spire Verge. It's a land that taps for red and taps for green if you have a mountain or a forest. Treasure token and shard. Next one up. Alright, all the commons and the uncommons. Oh, Withered Torment, the alternate artwork. Oops, sound. That was meant to be a rare. That was meant to be there. Pretty Mountain. Marina Vandal's Grimoire. 5 and a blue for a legendary artifact. When it enters, if you cast it, draw 5 cards. You have no maximum hand size, and you don't lose life for having 0 or less life. Whenever you gain life, you draw that many cards. Whenever you lose life, you discard that many cards. Then, if you have no cards in hand, you lose the game. Redress Fate from the Commander deck. 6 and 2 white for a sorcery. Return all artifact and enchantment cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. You can miracle it for 3 and a white. Waltz of Rage in the alternate artwork. 3 and 2 red for a sorcery. Target creature you control deals damage equal to its power to each other creature. Until end of turn, whenever a creature you control dies, exile the top card of your library. You may play it until the end of your next turn. Leyline of Resonance. 2 and 2 red for enchantment. If it is in your opening hand, you may begin the game with it on the battlefield. That is the same for all ley lines. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell that targets only a single creature you control, copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. The blue ley line in foil and in the stretched art. I won't read the ley line text, but I'll read the rest. As it enters, choose a creature type. Creatures you control are the chosen type in addition to their other types. The same is true for creature spells you control and creature cards you own that aren't on the battlefield. And a glimmer and a spirit. Alright, next one up. There we go. Our commons. And our uncommons. Our land. Reluctant Role Model, 1 and a white for a creature human survivor. It's a 2/2 with survival. At the beginning of your second main phase, if it is tapped, put a flying lifelink or +1/+1 counter on it. When it or another creature you control dies, if it had counters on it, put those counters on up to one target creature. Into the Pit from the commander deck. 2 and a black for an enchantment. You may look at the top card of your library at any time. You may cast spells from the top of your library by sacrificing a non-land permanent in addition to paying their other costs. Cursed Recording, 2 and 2 red for an artifact. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, put a time counter on Cursed Recording. Then, if there are 7 or more time counters on it, remove those counters and deals 20 damage to you. When you cast an instant or sorcery spell this turn, copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. Thorns by a Verge, we've read this one before. Ooh, we got Tyvar the Punisher in the cool alternate artwork. Again, I don't know if that foiling's coming out that great on camera, but it will work. 1 and 2 green for a legendary creature, Elf Warrior. Tap another untapped creature you control, put Tyvar gains indestructible until end of turn and tap it. 3 and 2 green creatures you control get +X until end of turn, where X is the greatest pair among creatures you control. Insect and Manifest. Next one up. I wonder if with that style of artwork, if you put like all the creatures together that have that treatment, they kind of form like a cool like movie poster. I mean, that's what I do. Alright, skip through the commons. Skip through the uncommons. Got a forest. Gloomlake Verge, it's the blue-black land that we, from the blue-black of the land of the cycle. Master of Keys from the commander deck. X, white, blue, and black for a legendary enchantment creature. Horror, it's a 3/3 flying. When it enters, put X +1/+1 counters on it and mill twice X cards. Each enchantment in your graveyard has escape. The escape cost is equal to the card's mana cost plus exiling 3 other cards from your graveyard. Entity Tracker, 2 and a blue for a creature human scout. It's a 2/3 flash and eerie. Whenever an enchantment you control enters and whenever you fully unlock a room, draw a card. Rip Spawn Hunter, 2 green and white for a legendary creature human survivor as survival, and it's a 4/4. At the beginning of your second main phase, if Rip is tapped, reveal the top X cards of your library where X is its power. Put any number of creature and or vehicles with different powers from among them into your hand, and then put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Duskmourn All Questioning in the foil. 1 green and blue for a legendary creature human wizard. It's a 1/1. At the beginning of your end step, if a land entered the battlefield and you control this turn, you control a prime number of lands, create Primo the Indivisible, a legendary 0/0 green and blue fractal creature token and put that many +1/+1 counters on it. So the numbers 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17, 19, 23, and 29, and 31 are considered prime numbers. Thank you for putting that in the reminder text. Got a toy and a treasure. Yeah, I appreciate Wizards putting that in the reminder text, because I would not know prime numbers off the top of my head. I love that all the Duskmourns actually kind of play real nice with each other, like even from the beginning. I actually right through the Duskmourns all play real nice with each other. So I'm just thinking out loud to myself. Alright, got our commons. Oh, that's our commons. Our uncommons. Get Out, probably one of my favourite movies ever. We have Kaito, Bane of Nightmares. 2 blue and black for a legendary planeswalker Kaito. It starts at 4 loyalty. Has an ninjutsu of 1 blue and black. During your turn, as long as Kaito has 1 or more loyalty counters on him, he's a 3/4 ninja creature and has hexproof. +1, you get an emblem with ninjas you control, get +1/+1. 0 to surveil 2, then draw a card for each opponent who lost life this turn. And -2 to tap target creature, put 2 stun counters on them. Phenomenon Investigators from the commander decks. 2 blue and black for a creature human detective. It's a 3/4. When it enters, you choose Believe or Doubt. If you chose Believe, whenever a non-token creature you control dies, create a 2/2 black horror enchantment creature token. If you chose Doubt, at the beginning of your end step, you may return a non-land permanent you own to your hand. If you do, draw a card. This is Moldian Scholar. Very clearly. Leyline Mutation, 2 and 2 green with the Leyline text. The ability is you may pay Wooburg rather than pay the mana cost of spells you cast. Doomsday Excruciator. We read this earlier, but this is the cool alternate artwork with someone looking at it through their glasses frame. Oh, we got a special guest of Damnation, and it's in foil. 2 and 2 black for a sorcery. Destroy all creatures, they can't be regenerated. And we got a Gremlin and a Glimmer. God, that Damnation looks so good. I don't know if I played Damnation in my commander deck, that'd be the version. Because my gosh, it looks incredible. Alright. Skip through. Commons. Uncommons. Lands. Razorkin Needlehead. I actually needed one of these. 2 red for a creature, human assassins of 2/2. It has first strike during your turn. Whenever an opponent draws a card, it deals 1 damage to them. They Came from the Pipes. 4 and a blue for an enchantment from the commander deck. When it enters, manifest Dread twice, and whenever a face-down creature you control enters, draw a card. Reluctant Role Model. We did this earlier, but it's in the cool alternate artwork. Toby, Beastie Benefactor. We also read this one before, and we got this artwork. Demonic Cancel in the alternate artwork. In foil too. 1 and a black for a sorcery. Search your library for a demon card, reveal it and put it into your hand, then shuffle. If there are 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard, search your library for any card and put it into your hand and then shuffle. Then Manifest and Beast. 3 more to go. This has been a pretty solid solid box, actually. Alright, go through the commons again. And the uncommons. Plains. Blue Leyline Transformation, we've already read this one. Formless Genesis from the commander deck. 2 and a green for a kindred sorcery shapeshifter. It has Changeling. Create an XX color shapeshifter creature token with Changeling and Death Touch, where X is the number of land cards in your graveyard, and you can retrace it. Twitching Doll. 1 and a green for an artifact creature. Spider Toy. It's a 2/2. Tap to add 1 mana of any color. Put a nest counter on the doll. Tap, sacrifice the doll. Create a 2/2 green spider creature token with reach for each counter on the doll. Activate only as a sorcery. Hushwood Verge. This is the green-white land in the alternate artwork. Another Twitching Doll. We won't read this one because we just had this. It's an insect and a spider. Second last pack. There's the commons and the uncommons. Lands. Marina Verendril. We've already read her before because we had the cool alternate artwork. Winter, Snickle Opportunist from the commander deck. Nice. 2 green and black for a legendary creature, Human Walk. It's a 2/5 death touch. Whenever Winter attacks, mill 3 cards, and it has Delirium. At the beginning of your end step, you may exile any number of cards from your graveyard with 4 or more card types among them. If you do, put a permanent card from among them onto the battlefield with a finality counter on it. Head Shredder, 2 and 2 green for an artifact vehicle. When it attacks, you may mill 2 cards. Whenever 1 or more land cards are put into the graveyard from your library, put them onto the battlefield tapped. We have the Mirror Room and Fractured Realm. The Mirror Room, 2 and a blue for an enchantment. When you unlock this door, create a token that's a copy of target creature you control, except it's a reflection in addition to its other types. And the Fractured Realm is 5 and 2 blue. If a triggered ability of a permanent you control triggers, that ability triggers an additional time. It's the actual Japanese version of the green Glimmer. It looks so cute. Oh, look at the baby. Yeah. But I'm going to put that in here. And there's a spirit and a gremlin. Look at the cuteness. It's the one that makes all your creatures tap for... It basically turns all your creatures into birds of paradise, if I remember the green Glimmer correctly. But that's so cool. And we've got it in the Japanese language as well. So we've got 2 of the artworks of the Glimmer cycle. So we've got 1 in English and 1 in Japanese. That's real cool. Our commons. Our uncommon. Sorry if I was geeking out over cute little baby animal. Forest. The Roller Crusher Ride. X 2 and red for a legendary enchantment with Delirium. If a source you control would deal non-combat damage to a permanent or player while there are 4 more card types among cards in your graveyard, it deals double that damage instead. When it enters, it deals X damage to each of up to X target creatures. Demonic Covenant. 4 and 2 black for a kindred enchantment demon. Whenever 1 or more demons you control attack a player, you draw a card and lose a life. At the beginning of your end step, create a 5/5 black demon creature token with flying and then mill 2 cards. If 2 cards that share all their card types were milled this way, sacrifice the Covenant. Ghostly Dances in the alternate artwork. 3 and 2 white for a creature. Spirit, it's a 2/5 with flying. When it enters, return an enchantment card from your graveyard to your hand. Unlock a locked door of a room you control. It has Eerie. Whenever an enchantment you control enters and whenever you fully unlock a room, create a 3/1 white spirit creature token with flying. The Jolly Balloon Man. 1 red and white for a legendary creature, human clown. It's a 1/4 with haste. 1 and tap to create a token that's a copy of another target creature you control, except it's a 1/1 red balloon creature in addition to its other colors and types. It also has flying and haste. Sacrifice at the beginning of the next end step. Activate only as a sorcery. Omnivorous Fly Trap in foil, and it kind of looks like it came from like sort of like a 3D. You need 3D glasses. 2 and a green for a creature plants. A 2/4 with Delirium. When it enters or attacks, if there are 4 or more card types among cards in your graveyard, distribute 2 +1/+1 counters among 1 or 2 targets. Then, if there are 6 or more card types, double the number of +1/+1 counters on those creatures. There we go. And we've got a Shard and a Glimmer. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, share, favorite, and subscribe. It lets people know that I exist and I'm making content, mostly for my entertainment, but hopefully you're entertained by it as well. You can find me on Facebook at the Planeswalker Pantheon, or you can find me on Twitter where you can follow me there. Yeah, and before we get going, I've got one last arena pre-release code for those who didn't get an opportunity to go. I'll just put it on the screen there while I read it out. 2 Delta 9 Charlie Foxtrot 1 Echo. 2 Charlie 617 14303 6 Foxtrot 3 Echo. Anyway, guys, like I said, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.